Hey, this is gonna be a very, very unscripted video, even more unscripted than my usual commentary or review videos. I guess I just want to talk for a bit and, kind of be genuine for a little bit. I've done this content creation thing for about 10 years officially and 12 years unofficially. And by unofficially, I mean when I was like around 13. I tried to make a vlogging channel and I ended up deleting everything that had to do with that because I got bullied by classmates that found the channel. And so I just deleted it all. And then when I turned 15, when I got my Wii U, I started making those Smash replay clips early on the channel. You know how the story goes if you've been here for a while. And we are here now. And I guess I should, say how I'm feeling right now about the state of, this hobby. This hobby has kept me grounded for the past 10 years. It's been a great escape from everything that has been happening in real life and in my head. It has potentially saved me a lot of times from my own thoughts and worries. It's given me kind of a place to vent in a way, being able to, play games that I enjoy, record them, be be myself for a little bit and then post it online for me to rewatch whenever. It's been nice. So like whenever I feel down, sometimes I will watch older videos of when I'm, genuinely enjoying myself. And it helps me a lot. It helps me a lot. And I think at this point in time, I definitely do need to do that again because I do not feel great. But how I do feel about the channel, I am extremely proud of what I could cobble up in this amount of time. And I know some people blow up in like a year, maybe two, maybe three. And I know that there are some that don't blow up until like, I don't know, 10, 15 years. For me, I guess I don't really mind where I'm at. I'm honestly surprised I even made it this far to begin with. I thought I was always going to be like a 20 subscriber channel for like the rest of my life. And 3,000 was not something that I would have ever expected. And I'm extremely grateful for that. And I definitely appreciate everybody that took the time to press that subscribe button and, took the time to watch my videos in general. I've always had this thing where I have extremely low self-esteem, like extremely low. Like it's to where people think I'm like being humble and all that. No, I really just hate myself. It's bad. It's really bad. I was not a popular kid. It's not a very popular kid at all. I wouldn't even call myself well known. So I always felt like I was kind of like a shadow. So I didn't really expect much of my channel to get where it's at right now. I didn't really expect any videos to really blow up the way they did, but they did. And I was genuinely shocked by that. And I really did appreciate it. Unfortunately, I'm not good at making viral video after viral video, so my views vary. But yeah, either way, I really am proud about my channel. I'm really proud of what I could build and what I have built, and it's been pretty nice. It's been pretty fun. And I have nothing but gratitude for everybody that actually took the time to watch my content and actually enjoyed it. I never really expected that, but thank you. Thank you so much. Now, how do I feel in general, outside of being a content creator? Uh, I won't lie, it's rough. It's very rough. Like I said, I kind of have very, not kind of, I have very low self-esteem. So it's just, it's like every day is just a battle. I'm kind of constantly like fighting with myself and fighting with my own thoughts. Content creation really is the thing that helps me escape from all that. I feel like I'm in this ditch, and I always feel like I'm in a ditch every once in a while, and that's why my uploads are very erratic. There are moments where, which goes into my self-esteem problem, where I do feel like that, nobody really cares. I've always had like people when I was younger ask about, "Oh, you're gonna be a YouTuber. You're gonna make a YouTube channel." I was like, "Yeah, sure. I'll send you. I'll send you my name on there, and let me know what you think." And usually that never came to fruition. Um, I would send my YouTube channel to my friends or my classmates, and I would just get nothing back. They probably didn't even look at it, and that's fine. You don't have to. But it got to the point where it felt like everybody was just saying it just to be nice, and I just kind of stopped talking about it, and I don't talk about it often. And I feel like that's happening again. But it also has gotten to the point where it feels like nobody really cares about my passion or my hobby, and it's gotten to me a lot. It's eaten at me a lot, and that doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good at all. And of course, I do have friends that genuinely do watch my content. They do enjoy it. They go out of their way to watch it, and I absolutely appreciate those people. I really do. But of course, my self-esteem kind of tries to override that, and I do feel bad when it does. You know how to say, like, your negative thoughts are always louder than your positive ones. And it's been rough. It's been really rough with that. But yeah, I've always felt like a shadow to a lot of people. Always felt like very unimportant. That never feels good. As you can tell, I do suffer from some mental stuff. I do have ADHD, as I've mentioned a few times in my videos before and a few of my posts. I even have it up in my Twitter that nobody follows. In terms of that, that has always been like my biggest op, my ADHD. I don't know where this whole romanticization of ADHD came from, where it's just like I can't sit still or I get distracted easily. Um, it's a lot more than that. There are mood swings, being socially inept sometimes, not really knowing what to do or say, having like mind roadblocks, and it's gotten me into social trouble a few times, actually many times. And every time I feel absolutely horrible. It's just not fun to live with at all. It's definitely not something to scoff at or make light of. It's a very serious disorder, and there would be very very heavy mood swings at times. And a lot of times where I second guess myself on what I'm doing, what am I here for, and it like eats at me for a very very long time. And I'm talking like weeks, sometimes even a whole month. There'd be times where I just kind of shut myself out, and I feel like nobody really wants to deal with that. So I do disappear at times. In general, things have been pretty rough lately, especially with, you know, my own confidence and, my own hobby. There's been times where I think about, stopping YouTube altogether, or just never uploading again, going off the face of the map, all that. And then I realized that, it's pretty much been my only escape and my only constant in my life for the past 10 years. So then I do come back, but my motivation is usually so low. It's so low because again, I feel like, well, who's gonna watch my stuff? Who's gonna care? I do like hearing from people about how they feel about my content, like no matter what. And it's always nice to hear like when people enjoy a certain moment, or people like, hey, could you maybe do blank? That might make, the video a lot more funnier, a lot more entertaining. And I take those considerations to heart. And it definitely helps my motivation on making a new video and, uploading more often, finding more games, willing to do content in general. And it's kind of gotten to that point where I feel like nobody cares. So my motivation has been pretty low. So I just kind of disappear sometimes when it comes to uploading videos, or I just stop. And I have a bunch of things in my backlog that I've recorded and some that I've edited. I just haven't uploaded them because I'm just into like, well, who's gonna watch? And that's just been a battle that I've been having for a very long time. Content creation has been like a hobby that I'm really proud of, that I'm really, really passionate about. And I feel like that passion has slowly been drained from me because sometimes it just feels like people don't really care. And I've gotten into more thoughts of just quitting and leaving it all behind as of in these recent years because of that. There are times where I do have days where I'm like, I feel really energetic and I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm going to make a video today. And then I do. And then that high goes away. And I'm just like, okay, but who's going to watch it after all that's said and done, after I've recorded, after I've edited, or even during editing, and I kind of just stop and stare at my computer screen. I'm like, but who's going to watch it? Who's going to care? Who's going to take the time out of their day to actually, you know, view the video? And that's why my uploads have been very erratic, and I definitely do apologize for regular viewers. Sometimes even when I see a comment on a video and it's like, and it has to do with the video, or, it's, somebody giving me a little compliment, it absolutely does make my day. It like, sometimes it even makes my week, where I feel good because somebody actually interacted with my content and actually engaged in it and, actually enjoyed it or cared enough to give me, some criticism or some feedback or advice. And I feel like that's just the state of my mind right now, where it's like, if somebody says something, that even shows like a minuscule amount of care towards me, where I feel like I'm fulfilled. And that's not good. That's not good at all. I really did feel like making this video because I feel like I don't talk about myself a lot or enough when it comes to being a content creator. And like, I don't feel like that I give enough of the part that not a lot of people see off camera. And I feel like that is important, to me, especially when I do look back at these videos and I remember I'm not just, on a theater with a mask on, with a laughter mask on, performing for everybody, that sometimes I do want to just take the mask off and talk. And I ramble a lot. I'm kind of like here and there, which also has to do with my ADHD. That's how I've been feeling about, in general, and, about my channel. It's just been rough. I don't feel like people really care about my content as much as I want them to. Um, because it does, and any type of content that does get interacted with, that people do talk about, makes me fulfilled, like really fulfilled. And it brings me a euphoria that I can't really, possibly say in words for people to comprehend, because it's just, because my self-esteem is that low. Okay. Let me gather my thoughts together again. So in terms of this, that has been a thing that I have been thinking about and contemplating for the past 2 years. And I think what made me really decide, or maybe really realize that I am who I am, about last year, where I started questioning. I was like, am I really a man? And I was like, I probably not. Because I've been questioning it for a while. And I was like, hey, maybe I'm not what I was born as. And I just kind of kept the cis label for a while because I was still, I was unsure of what I really was. And then a certain thing happened and it kind of gave me a slap in the face. And I was like, oh, maybe I'm not that. Maybe I am just me. And I think about November, I fully locked it in that I was just me, that I was just Jordan, and that I'm not who I was born as or what I was born as. I've always been androgynous growing up. Like I've always been, a mix of masculine and feminine. And I kind of embraced that finally. In terms of that, it's been a long journey. Um I am kind of glad that I did get that slap in the face where I finally decided who I was. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. I even changed, the pronouns on my YouTube, and I came out again on my Twitter that nobody follows. And I also came out on Pride Month on my YouTube posts. And that got a lot more attention than it did on Twitter, which makes sense because, I have more people on here than I do on Twitter. I guess having it in video form makes it, more official for people that do just watch my videos instead of look at my posts. But yeah, that is me, and I definitely don't regret it, but it's definitely been difficult. Overall, I've been happier with myself knowing what I am, knowing who I am, than I was a few years ago. So that's nice. It's very nice. And I might have more talks about that later on. Maybe on a separate channel. I don't know. I kind of want to keep my channel gaming and tech focused, but sometimes I do want to have chats like this where I just kind of check in and do all that stuff. But yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing if you haven't noticed by now in my other videos. I've been hinting at it for a bit and I've been wearing this when I have not face cam, hand cam videos. So, you know, if you haven't caught on by now, I don't know what to tell you. I guess I did want to just check in for a little bit, let y'all know how I'm feeling really. For the people that do watch. I know a lot of people kind of stop watching after like 2 minutes after the video starts. So for the people that did stay long enough, I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch throughout this entire thing and me being a mess when I'm talking about whatever off script. And for the people that did take the time to click on my video in general, I really do appreciate you. That means a lot more than I could ever really say because it definitely gives me the motivation to keep going and keep doing this stuff. And, just keep being around in general. I don't think a lot of people realize I don't think I really state how important it has been where I feel like I'm being heard and I feel like I'm being enjoyed because it has kept me alive many times. So yeah, I might make an official 10-year anniversary because it's 2025, it's about to be 2026. But I might make an official one where it's like, a compilation of my of my journey up until now. If you do want to see that, let me know and I'll think about it. I'll probably make it. I appreciate every single one of you that do stick around, that do watch. Even the random people that do come around and think I'm interesting enough to check out even for a little bit. I do appreciate that a lot. But yeah, I'll probably keep making more videos or actually put out the videos that I've edited but haven't uploaded. So, I appreciate you all for, sitting down and listening. I know it's not the most exciting video, I had a thought of like putting like Subway Surfers on the side just so people will stay, tuned in. Not even gonna be my gameplay either because I don't play Subway Surfers. Glad I kind of got that off my chest because I do feel like that I've been sitting on this for a while and I feel like, some people deserve to know how I'm really feeling. I don't really have like any crazy goodbyes or anything. So I guess I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, y'all.